Alright, attempting to de-yellow my SNES, part 2, restore it to its original bright gray color. I wanted to mention before I get into things here that in part 1, kind of an oversight on my part, I didn't realize that I wasn't going to have, as hard of a time as I did trying to show how I took the system apart. So I feel that perhaps it wasn't the most informational that it could have been. But when I get to it, to put this back together, I'll try to show that a little better. That'll be a bit later. But anyway, as you can see, I bought 2 plastic totes from, I got these at Target. You could probably, I didn't come across a larger one, but you could probably get one big one and get away with putting 2 in one. But I just got these smaller ones. So yeah, the things you're gonna need for this, at least what I'm doing, is I'm gonna be using some Q-tips, because I mentioned in part 1 that there is that sticker, that 1-800 sticker for their hotline. And originally I was going to put saran wrap around it, just a thin strip to cover it, but some of the saran wrap is hanging over the edge, and obviously I had to put tape on it to get it to stay. And I'm gonna need the Salon Care cream to actually be as close to that sticker without getting on it as I can. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pour some of this stuff out, dab it with the Q-tip, and just be very careful and just kind of dab it around there and not get it very thick. So that's what I'm going to do there. Here I have my 2 UV lights. I actually wrapped them, the inside, in aluminum foil, so I'm hoping that that will create a little bit more exposure. So I got those set up, and then when I'm going to be showing putting on this cream, and you're going to definitely want to use some latex gloves or some kind of protective gloves, because you don't want to get the in the Salon Care cream, you don't want to get the hydrogen peroxide on your skin. Let's see, may cause severe irritation and possible permanent eye injury, etc., etc. So you don't want to get this stuff on your skin. You also don't want to get it on your clothes or your carpeting, because it will basically bleach it and turn it a bright color. So that wouldn't be good. As you can see, I'm just doing it on carpeting. I'm just going to try to be very careful. And the only other thing too I didn't mention in part 1 was with these plates here. Like I said, I couldn't figure out if this actually this ribbon wire disattached. It doesn't seem like it does as hard as I pull on it, and I don't want to rip it out. So it seems like it's supposed to stay in there. However, the front of the controller port here has some yellowing. So what I'm going to do with that is, same thing, I'm just going to use the Q-tip and just be very careful not to get it inside there. And I'm actually going to keep it upright, vertical like this. I'm probably just going to keep it, I'm going to put it on some aluminum foil here, more just to protect the carpeting than anything, and try to put it in the middle of these guys and situate the lights so it all works. I think that's about it, so I'll get into it here. I'll put this aside for now. I'll start with the easy one because there's nothing I have to really worry about. If you're concerned with the inside of your system, I mean, this one, as you can see, is yellowing as well, just like the inside of that one. But I really could care less with the inside. I guess if you have, it wouldn't hurt to put it on the inside, but if it's not getting exposure to the light, I don't know that it's gonna, that if it doesn't get the UV light, it's gonna do anything. Anyway, I'll start putting this cream on here. So here's the stuff. Put my gloves on. The first one, I'm just pretty much gonna slather it on with my hands, and like I said, with the top one, there's not much to worry about because you don't have any stickers or anything like that. And I wouldn't say go, oh, my glove already ripped. I wouldn't say go super thick with this stuff. Like, I'm gonna put a bunch on, but I'm not gonna like use even, don't use like half the bottle on this. It doesn't have to be submerged. So, let's see here. Alright. So, alright, I'm just going to start putting this on here. I'm just going to put a little bit on the back and a little bit on the front. And then just kind of move it around. Like I say, I've never done this before, so I'm just trying to basically cover the entire thing. From guides I watched, it doesn't have to be super, super thick, just so it covers everything. Get the sides. Depending on where you do this, it might be easier to actually just pour some like right in your tote, or if you have a little bowl or something like that. I'm actually putting some on the plastic that's already in good shape, but putting some on the back here. I mean, like I say, if you want to go on the inside, but like I say, no one's going to really see that. If you have enough of this cream, which I certainly do, you could go that route. But right now, I'm just interested in seeing if this even works. So I'm just going to go for the top. Maybe after this, I'll go for the bottom. Nobody will know except for me. But a little bit more. Alright. Yeah, you might want to get like right in the bottom where it connects to the system, just so you cover parts that might be showing. Because the worst thing about this is if you finish and it looks wonderful, but you missed a spot and you still got a little yellow or something on it. Obviously you can move the power and the reset, and that little bit of space, I mean, you're gonna, the first time you do this, depending on the position that you have the power switch on or off, you're not gonna have, the bottom or the top covered, but you can just go back later and fix that up. So yeah, I think that's going to do it. I mean, it's pretty much, once it's on there, it's on there. Alright, so now I'm going to do the bottom half. I'm actually going to take these gloves off so I can pick up the Q-tip here. I'm just gonna, some that fell on the bottle here, I'm just gonna, just a little bit. I'm just gonna be as careful as I can here, just to kind of stay around this sticker. I'm actually gonna pour a little bit of this in a little container I have to make this easier. Alright. course I got this little guy. And I don't know how long I'm going to do this for. Like I said in part 1, someone said they did it for like 3 days. I'll probably do 3 or 4 days, and then that'll be part 3. We'll be kind of checking in on this and seeing how well this worked out. If I don't see 100% improvement, that's fine. I'm just looking for some improvement. It may take longer or shorter based on the wattage of your UV lamps and how long you let it sit. But I'm going to try 3 days and see where I'm at. I'll reconvene with you guys, and then so that's pretty good right there. I just wanted to kind of cover around it. Now the other problem too with these lights is I'm not going to be able to situate them just so that every single angle of this thing gets hit. But like I say, I have the time to do this. That's something that if I see some improvement, I'll just get the spots I miss later on. Alright, so now I'm going to put it on the rest of the system. And when you do put this on the rest of the back, because you already covered that area with the sticker, just kind of keep that in mind that you don't want to go crazy back there. But I'm going to go for the bottom here. And like I said in part 1, I'm not too concerned with the stickers on the bottom. Make sure you definitely have this over something that you can get this crap onto. You want to get on your carpeting. So there you go. Just slather it on there pretty decently thick, but don't go crazy. So now I'm going to get the back here, but like I say, stay away from that sticker. I don't know about other people. Obviously, I assume if you're watching this video, you are like me and you really get picky about the condition of your systems and your games. But I know some people could care less about stuff like that. So, but I guess if you wanted to actually brighten up your SNES, you would definitely want not to ruin that sticker. That's like when you get the NES games or SNES games and some idiot wrote their name on it with a marker, put a sticker all over it or whatever. I can't stand that stuff. And like I say, I assume if you're watching this, you're kind of like me in that regard. I almost dropped it right on the carpeting. Alright. I think I pretty much covered most of it here. I'll just put a little bit on. A little bit more just to make sure everything's covered here. Like I say, I kind of like to get this area here, like the little indented lip, just to make sure everything's covered. Alright. No, I think that's pretty good for the bottom. Alright, so now, before I do the controller ports, I'm actually going to cover this with saran wrap. If you remember in part 1, I mentioned that was so this will not evaporate, or at least evaporate less than it normally would. And it's good too, because if you're doing it in your house, it's protected and it's covered, and you ain't gonna get this crap all over. Let's see if I can get away with doing one long one here. I'll just got a couple along the side here. I apologize for some of the parts where you're just like, oh, get on with it. Like a lot of people do this fast forward stuff, but I don't really have the time at the moment to edit, take the time to do that, so I'm just kind of going here. Alright. One more strip and this guy will be set. I might actually tape this up a little bit, but I can do that later. Let's do the second one now. The second one should be all done here. Alright, so there's that. And now, I'll do the front of the controller ports, and it's the same thing I did for the sticker. I'm just gonna be very conservative, make sure that all the areas I need are covered, but definitely don't go very thick. Just enough so around the controller port is covered. I could probably get away without putting Q-tips or a glove on here, but I'm just going to be safe. I actually did get a little bit of it on my hand when I grabbed the bottle, put it over there, and it didn't, I didn't have any issues or irritation, so. But, so yeah, I'm just going to go real lightly around here. You know, I imagine if this, you know, if you got a lot of this stuff inside the controller port, that it would not be good. I imagine you could uncake it with warm water and dish detergent or something like that, but it's not something I want to try, so just try to be real careful. Just get the top lip here. Don't forget the sides and the bottom. And I think that'll about do it for this. Seems pretty good. So there's that. Also, when you're moving this around, try not to just hold it by the top here, so that this ribbon wire, the weight is on it. It's probably not too good. I actually was holding the back of that, if you didn't see, so stress wasn't on there. This is kind of common sense stuff to some extent, but I just thought I'd mention that. So there you go. And now what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to try to put this in the middle, just like that. Put this guy on the right, put this guy on the left. I guess I'm actually going to push this back a little bit because my lights don't really reach. So let's go right over here. So I'll push back these lights a little bit. Push back the totes. And I'm going to kind of try to center it. I mean, depending, obviously you could have 20 UV lights and it probably would be better. These particular lights, which I mentioned in part 1, are supposed to be for growing plants. These were both $20. They were $20 a pop, so I spent $40. When I'm done with this, perhaps I will use them to grow plants indoors. But I mean, they're kind of expensive. If you know of a cheaper UV lamp or light, by all means go that route. I didn't want to spend in excess of $40 for this though, so but there you go. Get them on there. You know, having a third light actually might have been a good idea, but I guess I'm just trying to situate this so everything gets light. However, I don't think that my controller ports are good, but that's the basic idea. I mean, that's it. And you just want to let it sit there then. Like I said, I'm going to attempt this for probably 3 or 4 days, and then I'll come back and let you guys know and show you if I had any good results. So yeah, the only problem I have here is getting this guy. I guess I could kind of angle this up and put this on top of here possibly, but I'll mess with that later. That's your basic, that's basically how you do it. So I will be back for part 3. I'll see you in 3 or 4 days and show you what my results are. Thanks for watching. Bye.